What's up, guys? Today we're doing our third round of predictions. We're doing the Big 12 today. Got 16 teams to cover. Got a little bit to talk about here, so I'm just going to jump right into it. So we're starting off here with Arizona. They had a very disappointing season last season. They were expected to do really well, and that did not end up happening. They ended up going 4-8. This year, I don't think they're going to be that much better. In fact, I think they're going to be worse. I have them going 3-9, 1-8 in conference play, a win over Oklahoma State, but just not a great season, not a great time to be a Wildcats fan. Now to their rivals, Arizona State, who did have a good season last season. Of course, they made the college football playoff, and I think they'll have another good one. I think they're going to go 11-1, which is actually better than last year. Last year they went 10-2 in the regular season. 8-1, only lost to Texas Tech. Very good season for them, and even though they're losing Cam Scatabo, I think Sam Leavitt is a very good quarterback, and I think he's a dark horse contender for the Heisman this season. Baylor, they went 8-4 last year. They won their final 6 regular season games after a 2-4 start and before losing to LSU in the bowl game, and I think that they're going to do more of the same. I think another 8-4 season, 7-2 in conference play though, so very good on that side, but Auburn and SMU on the non-conference schedule is a very tough draw. I think they drop both those, but a very good season for the Bears. BYU, this one I thought about changing because if you don't know Jake Retzlaff, who was the starting quarterback, he was very good for them last season, led them obviously to a great season. He had to transfer because he violated the honor code because he had premarital relations with a girl. She accused him of rape. He had to come out say it was all consensual. And while he didn't get punished. He's not facing like a legal allegation. He still had to transfer because it's against BYU's rules. So he's now at Tulane. So I thought about changing it, but we're too late in the process. And by that I mean I'm too lazy. So I have them going 9-3, 6-3 in conference play. This one is probably the prediction I think is going to age the worst, but we'll see. Cincinnati, they had a 5-7 season last year. I think they're going to be 4-8 this season. I think Scott Satterfield is done after this season, especially if they go 4-8. I just don't think that they're that good. Not much to say. I don't think they're that good. Colorado, it's the first year of the post-Shadur, post-Travis Hunter era, an era that was fairly successful, but maybe not as successful as some would have hoped. I think they're 6-6 this season. They do a lot in the portal, as they do every year. Deion Sanders loves his portal guys. But I'm going to say 6-6. And it's tough to gauge them. You get basically a whole new team every year. What can I say? I don't really know what's going to happen, you know? Houston had a poor season last year. They went 4-8, led by quarterback Donovan Smith. They did have a nice win over Kansas State late last season, which really killed their chances at a college football playoff berth. And even though they're losing Donovan Smith, who I really liked at quarterback, they're bringing in Connor Wigman, who I think is good if he can stay healthy. That is the question. He's struggled with injuries in the past. But if he can stay healthy, 7-5, that's what I have them going. So a bowl bid for them in Willie Fritz's second season, who I think Willie Fritz is a very, very, very good coach. He turned around a miserable Tulane program, and I think he can turn around Houston as well. Iowa State was in the college football playoff conversation. They were undefeated at one point last season, late in the season, before back-to-back losses to Texas Tech and Kansas. Killed any dream they had, and then losing to Arizona State, of course, in the conference championship. I think they're going to go 10-2 this year. They bring back Rocco Becht. They bring back Carson Hansen. Very good team and a very good season. 10-2 is very, very reasonable. Kansas. I have Kansas going 5-7 again. I just don't really like Jalen Daniels. Not Jaden Daniels. He's very good. Jalen Daniels. I just don't think he's all that good. I think Lance Leipold's a good coach, and I think what he's done for Kansas is incredible. 5-7. If you told a Kansas fan a couple years ago that they'd go 5-7 in back-to-back seasons, if you told them that in like 2018, I think they'd take that in a heartbeat. Right now, maybe it's a little disappointing, but I think they should keep them even if they don't make a bowl game, which I don't think they will at 5-7. Kansas State. I'm a big believer in Avery Johnson. I'm a big believer in the Wildcats. I think they're going to go undefeated in the regular season, 12-0. That includes wins over Texas Tech, Colorado, a win over Iowa State in Dublin to start the season in Farmageddon. which is a sick name for a rivalry, by the way. So 12-0. It's going to be not easy, obviously, but I think they can do it. Oklahoma State, I think Mike Gundy's kind of lost his magic touch. They went 3-9 last season. I don't think they're going to be much better this season. They have a freshman starting at quarterback and a freshman starting at running back. 4-8 for them. I mean, 2-7 in conference play. Just not what they used to be. And I used to love Oklahoma State. I thought they used to be really fun to watch back when they had Mason Rudolph, James Washington, back in those old Big 12 days. And I just don't think they're there anymore. TCU, I have going 4-8. They went 9-4 last season. They had a great season. And they bring back their starting quarterback, Josh Hoover. But I don't know. I feel like this is going to be a pretty big hot takes, and some people think that TCU is going to have another really good season. I just don't see it. So 4-8, 3-6 in conference play. Yeah, not a great season. Texas Tech, I'm going 11-1. I'm a big believer in the Red Raiders. I think they're going to be around for a really long time. They've got a big NIL fund coming in, and I think Joey McGuire is a very good coach. 11-1, 8-1 in conference play. Only lost to Kansas State. Very, very good season. Maybe probably the best season they'll have had since Michael Crabtree, Graham Harrell were there. UCF, they brought back Scott Frost, who led them to the infamous undefeated season back in 2017. I don't think he's going to do that this time. I have them going 4-8. They've got a lot to build. They got a long rebuild ahead of them. So 4-8, not too horrible, but not great either. Utah, they were also a team people considered to be contenders to reach the playoff last year, and they had a bad season as well. 5-7. But this year, I think it's going to be a little different. I think they brought in Devin Dampier, who's a very good quarterback out of New Mexico. I really like him. I really think that he's going to be able to win them a couple games. In fact, I think he's going to win them 8 games. I have them going 8-4, 5-4 in conference play, a very good season, and a nice little bounce back for the Utes. Finally, we got WVU, West Virginia. I have them going 3-9, a very disappointing season for a program I do really like. I've always had kind of a soft spot for West Virginia, but I don't know. They bring in a new coach. They bring in Rich Rodriguez back, who is probably their most successful coach outside of maybe the guy from the 80s whose name I'm forgetting right now. But I just don't think they're going to be that good this season. For Offensive Player of the Year, I said I really liked him. It's Avery Johnson, quarterback out of Kansas State. I think he's going to be really good. I think Kansas State's going to be really good. And when you have the starting quarterback on an undefeated team, he's got a really good chance. For Defensive Player of the Year in the Big 12, I have Toby Osunsanmi. Tough name to say, but I think he's going to be really good. I could see him getting 12, 13, 14 sacks, and you do that on an undefeated team, you got to get a shot at winning Defensive Player of the Year. Finally, for the conference championship matchup, it will be Texas Tech facing Kansas State. I have Kansas State winning that, meaning they will claim their second Big 12 championship in the last 4 years. So, very good for them. They'll be really happy with that. In 13-0, and that means Kansas State is going to the playoff, no doubt about it. And we've got 3 teams clinched. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys, I feel like I say learned something. That's kind of a weird thing to say again, but, hope you guys got something out of this. And I will be back soon with the ACC.